Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Austin here, and today I'm bringing you guys my Star Wars The Force Awakens showcase video. So yeah, I'm really excited to be bringing you guys this video, and I'm really excited to be seeing the movie in a couple hours. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's been like 10 years since like an official Star Wars live action movie came out. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. And I'd just like to address something quickly. Luke is not going to be in this showcase video. He's not been in any of the footage, like the official footage release. He's not been in any of the trailers, anything, TV spots, nothing. There's that one leaked picture that's questionable, and I kind of started making a figure of Luke, but then I decided to stop because I don't know if that's actually how he's gonna look. And besides, I feel like it would almost maybe be better without him in this, because like he hasn't been shown any of the promotional stuff until after the movie. So I'm gonna wait until after the movie to see if that's actually how he looks, and then I'll wait a couple weeks to I'll probably wait till January, the first week of January, to upload that, so Luke's appearance doesn't get spoiled for you guys or anything. So yeah, but that's really that. And now let's get on to the showcase video, starting with C-3PO. Okay, so first up we have C-3PO, and yeah, I was actually really surprised with how he turned out. The torso is actually the only thing painted. The legs, the arms, and then the face is all entirely hand-painted, and everything is obviously, besides all the gold, except for the gold on his left shoulder there. So yeah, and speaking of his left shoulder, we'll go on to that red hand and the red arm actually, and we really don't know how he got that yet. And I'm pretty sure we find out how that happens. Like, it'd be kind of weird if we didn't. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, I will take it off here, and you can get a good look at all the detail on it. So yeah, and I did base this off the promotional C-3PO, but I never got around to getting that. All the Toys R Us closest to me didn't even have it, and they didn't even know what it was, so that kind of made me mad. But I wouldn't have been able to paint this if I did get that, so whatever. But the legs are probably my favorite part. Also inspired by the actual piece. Here they are. And they are posable, they don't chip or anything, which is really cool. And then there's something on the back. And then for the head, he's got yellow eyes painted in with black dots for the pupils. The, like his black mouth there. Just some black detail to show some, like, outlining there. And then I just painted that in black on the very back. So yeah, that is C-3PO. I really hope you guys like him. And I am so excited to see him in The Force Awakens. Okay, so here is BB-8, the new little droid, one of the new droids, but probably the most prominent or the most important droid of the new series that we're going for, the new trilogy that we're doing here. And, yeah, so he's really cool. Just starts with the standard pieces that LEGO gave him, with a whole bunch of details added on and a bunch of outlining. So yeah, as you can kind of see through the glare, there we go, it's a bit better there. I did a bunch of little lines there and stuff, outlining, painted his eye in red, and yeah, did some lines there, all through the head, and yeah. Hopefully just focus so you can get a good shot at him. There we go. So yeah, pretty simple, but pretty effective, to say the least, as well. So yeah, that's really it for BB-8. And now we'll go on to the next figure. Okay, so here we have Captain Phasma, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her portrayed on screen. I really don't know what to expect. So she's clearly a high-ranking stormtrooper officer because she's captain. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing her in the movie. But anyways, what I used for her gun is you can probably tell it's a Brick Arms EE11. I mean E11 or whatever, it might be E, I forget the exact name, but it's the Stormtrooper blaster. And then I took one of these, cut the back off, and glued it on. So yeah, and then obviously you can tell the painted silver detail on there, along with the red light on like the ammo piece there. So yeah, that's really it for her gun. And then for her herself, she's just the typical figure that she is, except I painted all the way around the helmet that followed that black line through, and then her arms are actually have a pretty good amount of detail on them, so you can see that, and they are both symmetrical. And then on her hand, she has some wrist guards made up of a piece of a brick forged vambrace, and then her legs do have wraparound detail. So yeah, and then I actually did paint the belt to like kind of complete it, and then on her cape I just added a bit of battle damage on it. So yeah, that was really it. But I didn't give her a face because I don't know if she's going to take her mask off in the movie. I don't know if she's done that in a TV spot or something. I haven't really watched any. I've been trying not to give away the movie. But yeah, if she does, I'll be sure to include her in the next Force Awakens showcase, which will be probably before the end of the year or early January, which will have Luke, probably an updated Rey, and maybe Captain Phasma with a head. So yeah, that's really it for Captain Phasma. I'll give you one last look, and then we'll move on to the next figure. So here we have General Leia of the Resistance. So yeah, it's pretty cool. She's not Princess anymore, now she's General. But yeah, so basically to cut to the chase, for her I used similar technique to General Hux's coat, except I cut it shorter and painted it purple. So yeah, and then on the inside it's purple as well, as you can see. And then speaking of the torso, I don't know if you can tell, but I did use a curved areolite torso, and there you can kind of see it. I'm not going to take the arms off because they're real hassle to get back on. And then painted her neck in there, and then added the belt buckle and some other just fabric details on there. Gave her some pockets on there, on her vest. Painted some flush just to make it look like her sleeves are rolled up a bit. And same on the other side, obviously. And then the hairpiece, painted that whole thing in the lighter grayish tan color that I have there. And then for the legs, I was kind of inspired by the Death Star Trooper legs, and painted that sort of design on. It actually shouldn't be there. There we go, my bad. Then along with her brown boots, and then this pistol that she has, which I don't know if she's going to use in the movie. I just wanted to give her a gun, because I'm pretty sure she's going to use one. And then the head is from the First Order female officer. So, yeah, so that's pretty cool. And that's really it for Leia. I'll give you one last look at her before we move on to the next figure. Okay, so here is Poe, the new X-Wing pilot of the series. And yeah, I think he turned out pretty well. Start with the basic figure, the helmet, the arms, and the legs, obviously. Didn't do anything to the... well, actually I did. I did something to every part except the hands. So yeah, for the helmet, I added this white line down the back, and then gave it some battle scarring. So you can kind of see that. There you go. And I also did give him a hair piece. So there that is. And This gun here is I believe it's a minifig cat weapon. Not positive, but I think it's got it from another online store. Painted the whole thing silver. I think it turns out pretty well for his gun. And then on his arms, I added this dark, the lighter orange under the dark orange. Same with on just right there on his neck, and then on the other arm as well. Also doing it like some extended black detail for glove tops, and nothing on the back of the torso at least. And then added some extra straps on the legs to wrap all the way around. So that's pretty cool. And added the boots, obviously. And then on his alternate facial expression, I gave him a scar under his eye. You can kind of see it. That's because the Walmart pop figure had that, so I'm like, okay, that's probably prominent somewhere in the movie. So I thought that I'd give that to one of the facial expressions. So yeah, that's really it for Poe, and we'll go on to the next figure. Okay, so here's Chewbacca, and I'm really happy with how he turned out, especially his crossbow, which I'll try to quickly explain right now. So, what it is the basic piece, like the base is this cut with this piece cut off, the scope cut off, and then the back cut off, and then you take the back of this, cut the insides out, as you can see, glue it onto the back, and then take one of these, two of these actually, cut the scopes off, glue them onto the top, and then you gotta take a piece from a bow and arrow, not the small one, the larger one. I didn't have an extra one. This piece here, use it for this silver shaft piece here, like the main, like the main chamber kind of area. And then for these, you just use one of these, well, two of these actually. So yeah, pretty complex design for this, but I think it turned out great. I absolutely love it. And actually, I'll just leave it out of his hand right now so it doesn't get in the way. And if you guys like that crossbow design, be sure to leave a comment down below, and I actually might just do a tutorial video on it, because it's completely my own design. And those of you who knew about the Hulkbuster kind of thing last year, I wasn't really too positive I was going to do one, but I can definitely do a tutorial on that if you guys want to see it. So yeah, and then for Chewbacca himself, I took a darker tan color, painted the entire, all the parts that you see painted on here, and then went over it with a dry brush of brown, just to give it a more kind of furry look. And then I took his bandoiler, went through with that same brown color but without the dark tan, so it's a bit brighter, pops out from the dark fur there, so you can see it, and then it just makes the bandoiler strap pop out a bit more, and yeah, that's really it. The leg detail does go to the inside as well. So yeah, same with the arms. So yeah, that's really it for Chewbacca, and now we'll move on to the next figure. Okay, and now we have everyone's favorite astromech droid, R2-D2, or at least probably everyone's favorite. So yeah, basically what I did for R2 is, I started with like a standard R2-D2, similar to this. Isn't the exact design. I use like the newest one that you can get in the advent calendar, like the Sand Crawler and like Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, just some of those sets. I don't remember the exact one. But then what I did is I left the front of the torso, like body, alright, and then the legs are really where I went all out. So yeah, they're pretty symmetrical. And then I painted the entire back there, and then I also made him a third leg. And just using, people have been using this for like a really long time, but I actually went and painted the leg. And it's just like that modified brick piece with a cheese slope in it. People have been using that for a really long time, and then you just put it in there, and then it's his third leg. So yeah, I think I said wheel, my bad. But then I actually gave him some 3D kind of aspects here. Just used a bit of tubing for the sides, so I thought that turned out pretty cool. And then by far my favorite thing about this R2 figure and I don't think I've seen anyone else do this, is, you know how R2 figures have studs on them? Well, this has always bothered me since I was a kid, so I cut the studs off, and then I took just like any sort of rod piece, cut it down to about a third of what it is, and then sand the top so that it looks like this, glue it directly in the middle, and then since the R2 head domes have like the pieces so that they can connect into these, you can just put it right in there and it clips in good, and then you can turn them all the way around. So yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I'm really happy with that, with how that turned out. So yeah, and I actually didn't really do anything special, though the head is basically just the same head that comes with the figure. So yeah, that's it for R2. I'll give you one last view of him, and yeah, that's R2. Okay, so now we have General Hux, and I really don't know a lot about any of these new characters, besides the fact that like Captain Phasma is like a stormtrooper. Finn, I'm not gonna actually say that because that could be considered a spoiler. And then like Rey's a scavenger, but that's really it. And Poe's part of the Resistance. That's really it. And all I really know about General Hux here is that he's part of the First Order, and that's really all I can say about him. But yeah. So what I actually did for his hat here, not his helmet. Actually, I'll show you the head too. Since it came off, the hat is just like a dark gray version, because I got the First Order, a female. I ordered that online, so I can use the head for Leia, and then I could use the hat for General Hux. So yeah, that turned out pretty well. And then his head is the Lucius Malfoy head, just painted. So yeah, when you put the hat on, I can get it on. It's kind of a, there we go. It all works out. So yeah. So I think this is the first Force Awakens figure I had done, and yeah. So anyways, and on the inside you can see all of his detail there, and his trench coat is made out of paper and then painted black and added some more gray detail. And then on his right hand he has a pair of binoculars with the lenses painted in red. Thought that'd be fitting. Don't know if he's actually going to use those in the movies, but I just thought might as well give him an accessory. And then on his left arm he has the First Order in the First Order logo. And then he's got some, I'm assuming these are like ranks or something. I don't know. Imperial officers always seem to have something like that. So I kind of figure that's what he has it for. So yeah. That's really it for General Hux, and we'll move on to the next figure. Okay, so here is Finn, the new Jedi of the series, and yeah, he turned out pretty well in my opinion. So without further ado, I'm going to show you to him. So first off, his legs are standard Death Star Trooper legs with a light gray shoe painted on, and it has like a dark gray kind of sole on there. And then it's got just some brown dry brush because he's been running around on a Jakku. And you can see that the detailed list continue on the insides of the legs, so that's pretty cool. And then on his arms, he's just got some straps, kind of, that's what it looks like, or just some grooves on the jacket. That is on both sides, symmetrical and everything. So yeah, and then on his shirt, he has some kind of just some ripples in it to give it some fabric effect. And then I did add his like neck there just to make it look a bit better and match up with the most of the other Force Awakens figures. So yeah. And then for his lightsaber, I took one of the normal Lego lightsabers. I was considering using a Brookforge lightsaber at first, but I wanted to use a chrome one, so I decided to go in with this. And then I painted the black on there to be accurate to Anakin's lightsaber, and then painted the button on there, and another little black line there. And yes, I did just say Anakin's on purpose there, so don't freak out on me in the comments. So yeah, that's really it for Finn. I'll give you one last look and go on to the next figure. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Finn gets involved in the movie The Force Awakens. Okay, so here's our new bad guy, or Sith Lord, or Sith Apprentice, whatever he is, Kylo Ren. So this figure, I'm really proud. He's entirely hand-painted by me. No printed elements on him at all. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So for his lightsaber, I'll start with that. I just started with a brick forge handle like this one, and then I cut some pieces on the side, and then I took one of their ray pieces, like their gun ray pieces, put it in there, one of the red ones, obviously trans red, obviously. And I took one of their Halo energy blades, cut the edges, put it in here, and this actually comes from someone on Flickr. I'm trying Spartan Bricks, I believe is the name. I will try and remember to put a link down to their Flickr below, except the only difference is they kind of made it look a bit different. I think these are a bit wider. I added some painted details too, and then it was my decision to use the ray piece, and then he used the standard saber piece that Brickforge sells. So I still did some things on my own there, so I thought his blade was a little bit more unstable, so that's why I used that. So yeah, moving on, his arms just have some rivets in them. His legs, you can just see obviously the robe coming down there, and it does continue all the way around to the back and the side, so I'll try and pull that up so you can see it down there. And then, yeah, so on his mask, which is probably one of the most painful things to do, it's entirely hand painted, and I know some of you may not be entirely pleased with how it turned out, but I really am, considering this is my first entirely hand painted figure, basically. So yeah, well, this is my first entirely good hand painted figure or whatever. So yeah, just has a hood, and then the cape is just made out of a cut up normal cape. So yeah, and then there's a torso there, and then the belt and stuff. Just continue the back. I just don't include a lot of detail because the cape will be covering it the entire time. So yeah, that's basically it for Kylo Ren. Really looking forward to seeing him in the movie, and I'm really glad to know that he is not Jar Jar Binks. So that's good to know. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so here for our second last figure is Rey, the new, probably, I think she's like maybe the lead protagonist kind of the movie. I don't know, I'm seeing it tonight like most of you guys. So yeah, but anyways, she's got the staff that the Lego group gave her. I just shortened the stick a bit, glued the lightsaber pieces in, and painted that silver on the ends. Pretty simple. Then I gave her flesh arms, painted all this detail onto the sides, and yeah, that's really that for the arms. Not too much to explain. This one is like a shoulder kind of gauntlet thing, or shoulder guard, not shoulder guard, wrist guard, my bad. And yeah, so then for the legs, painted the brown boots on, gave her the flesh tone kind of going all the way around. That's on the inside. And yeah, and then for her torso, I painted the belt all the way through. I went over it, and so it would cross well. Painted light gray on the belt, and then also painted that to be a bit lighter up there, so it matches with the head. Same with back here, and same with the belt. So yeah, that's really it for Rey. I'll give you a look at the other facial expression. So yeah, that's really it. So yeah. So without further ado, I'll give you one last look before we move on to the final figure. And for the final character, we have by far my favorite character from Star Wars, Han Solo. I am so glad he's in this movie. But anyways, I'm not going to talk too much about why I love Han Solo, because most of you probably do too. But, yeah, anyways, what I did for him is, I painted his eyebrows into a darker gray color, painted the white around his jacket, collar, like, not collar, the, like the rest of the jacket, so it looks like his shirt's coming through. Completely painted his DL44, which I'll show you guys in a second. Upgraded his, belt and legs quite a bit, and then I also added the better flesh tone there. So yeah, anyways, I'll go on and show you this whole guy in detail. So you can see there his shirt's coming through there, his eyebrows are in a darker color. If we switch the head around, I did it on that side too. And then for his belt, I completely painted it all the way around and added like the buckles and stuff to make it look really nice and accurate. I think it turned out really well, and it does go through the inside of the legs as well. And then the boots are in an even darker brown color. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Han Solo figure. But for his gun, the DL44, I started off with just a standard Brook Arms DL44, and then I cut the handle off and glued a brown bar piece on, so it'd be more accurate. Focuses, so I should be able to show it. But anyways, so you can kind of see all the detail on it. I got the whole front end painted silver and everything. The detail basically just speaks for itself. So yeah, that's basically it for Han Solo here. I cannot wait to see him flying the Millennium Falcon again in Episode 7. It's going to be great, and that's really it. That's the final figure in the showcase video. I know there's no Luke, a little sad about that, but I explained that and everything. So, but yeah, it just had to be done. But anyways, without further ado, let's close out the showcase video. So thank you guys so much for watching this showcase video. It really means a lot. I put a lot of effort into these figures, and I'm really happy that I could have them done for today. So yeah. But before anything else, keep the comment section spoiler free, guys. A lot of people are not actually going to be able to see this for a while, because at least in my town, in the city, whatever, it's not like it's not a huge place, but a lot of the showtimes are all sold out, or nearly sold out. Oh, there's just a couple seats in the very, very front. So yeah, that's why I'm waiting to do the Luke showcase video, just so that doesn't really get spoiled for some people. But yeah, so that's really it. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see that Chewbacca bowcaster tutorial or anything, because I would be down for making that for you guys if you guys really wanted to see it. It's pretty cool, and I'll probably be making a second one anyways to give to a Battlefront figure. So if you guys want to see that, let me know, and I can make that happen. So that's really it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.